Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome valedictorian and salutatorian.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm truly honored to represent Stephenson High School as your valedictorian. The process of getting here wasn't easy. While I didn't need ease to prosper, with God's grace and guidance, along with my diligence and discipline, I stand before you all giving this speech. Typically, the words of gratitude are saved for the end, but their importance in this achievement is too profound to be last. So, I would like to take a moment to give thanks to all who have contributed to this journey. Foremost, I would like to thank my parents. The amount I have to thank you for is infinite, but I don't have all day. You've instilled me with a level of discipline and good character that would have taken me a lifetime to learn on my own. You've kept me motivated in the times I couldn't motivate myself. You've provided me with guidance when I felt clarity didn't exist. Most importantly, you've given me unconditional love. It's easy to cheer me on when I'm already in the lead, but those who support when I'm not the easiest to deal with, when I'm not at my prime, and when it's simply not so obvious that I'll succeed, deserve the most acknowledgement, and that is reserved for you, my parents. Furthermore, I would like to thank each of my teachers from the past 12 years. All of you have contributed to a well-rounded education that I will carry with me forever. Each of you have taught me something significant, whether it be an academic principle or a life lesson, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Throughout my academic career, there have been a few standout teachers who went above and beyond for me, who are also worthy of special recognition. From the beginning, we have Miss Mills, my second and third grade teacher. We loved her so much that we begged her to move to third grade with us. Though we couldn't convince her to move to fourth grade with us, the 2 years we spent together were well worth it. Surprisingly, this was the first teacher who made me cry. I remember crying to my mom in the QT parking lot about how I wanted a new teacher, all because Miss Mills yelled at me. I was used to teachers always loving me, so this experience came as a surprise. Little did I know, Miss Mills loved me more than any teacher I've ever had. She just had a different way of showing it. She taught me to be strong and embrace my natural assertive nature at a young age, which I feel has been very critical to my development as a female scholar. Next, I want to thank Mr. Porter, who was my math teacher throughout all of middle school. Unsurprisingly, he was the second teacher to make me cry. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Mr. Porter, though extremely challenging and irritating, contributed the most to my development as a student. He taught me the power of time management and a great work ethic at a young age, which aided tremendously in making my high school transition seamless. He also made math so easy for me, which saved me from a world of struggle and tutorial. So I would like to give a special thanks to him as well. Next, I want to thank Mr. Burney. He always went the extra mile for me without hesitation, whether it was my standardized test prep or trying to master a calculus concept or even giving me college advice. He was one of the most genuine teachers I have come across, and I'm sincerely grateful. Lastly, I want to thank the Counseling Center and all the other staff members who have assisted me. Now that I got that out the way, I want to say a few things to the actual class of 2020. I know that our senior year ended abruptly, and we missed out on a lot of moments that we felt were promised to us. However, I don't want you to be so caught up in the despair of it all that you miss the lessons to be learned from the situation. I truly feel that the primary lesson is to really cherish the moments you have in front of you, which sounds so cliche, but it really is so important. A lot of us put so much emphasis on leaving the school and graduating from the beginning that you missed out on the opportunity to have 4 years full of great memories. I know a lot of you all are probably like, nah, high school just wasn't all that and that's not my fault. But it's really hard to have a good time when you're constantly thinking and talking about not having a good time. I mean, let's really put it into perspective. If you ask most high school students how they feel about high school, you'll get a negative response. Whereas if you ask more adults or even college students, the response is totally different. 90% of them wish they could go back. So don't be so fixated on the next big thing that you miss the important moments that are right in front of you. Because as you all should know best, nothing is truly promised, and that should be a rule of thumb in life. Luckily, our situation is not permanent. We have the rare opportunity of experiencing this lesson firsthand and still having the chance to learn from it and do better in the future. Though that opportunity in itself is not promised. It's easy to disregard this lesson when it only concerns prom and graduation, but it applies to so much more than that, because just as swiftly as the back end of our senior year was taken from us is just how quickly life passes us by. So don't overcomplicate your life so much to the point that you can't enjoy it. It doesn't take a vacation to Bora Bora for you to enjoy life. It can be as simple as cooking with your friends, listening to music on the porch, or literally doing nothing at the park. Whatever it is, enjoy it, because we don't want to look back at a lifetime full of regrets. So don't waste time complaining about how it's too hot at a party or how someone didn't text you back. Enjoy the party. Text someone else. The time you spend unhappy is ultimately time wasted. Ultimately, I hope you take my advice and felt this talk was well worth it. Even though our time together was cut short, it was still a good run. Sadly, this is goodbye for now, but not forever. So, with that being said, with class and sass, Brianna Ambler is signing out.
Good morning, family, friends, educators, and fellow graduates. Class of 2020, welcome to our virtual graduation. Since I became aware that I'm one of the top 2 in my class, I thought, oh no, I have to write a speech. But thankfully, I was saved by the quarantine, or so I thought. Who would have figured it would come to this? From the beginning of a senior year, if not since entering high school, most of us pictured just how monumental this day would be. I, along with many others, imagined it would look something like this. Our family members and friends would fill the auditorium, and we would be praying not to be embarrassed by our loudmouth relatives while our name is called. After all, we are their favorite. The minute before our name is called, we would be pondering in our head exactly which gesture to embrace upon. Would I dab, whoa, renegade, or some other TikTok dance, or simply walk across the stage? I would glance back at Mr. Jones to see the disappointment on his face from my family clapping and screaming while my name is called, even though his previous announcement stated to hold applause until after all names have been called. At this point, it wouldn't even matter. It's not like I can get suspended or anything. But unfortunately, all these things have been taken away from us, and we are literally at home in our pajamas at this very moment while a picture of our face is appearing on the screen. No need to sit at the barbershop or spend hours at the salon getting your wig laid, as no one would see you in your cap and gown anyways. No cap. But for real though, on a serious note, this might not be the perfect scenario and not under the best circumstances, but we did it. We accomplished a major milestone, and that's receiving our high school diploma. But it doesn't stop here. Although we have made it through high school, that doesn't mean it was easy. There have been countless stressful nights where we may have wanted to give up. Some of us may have had traumatic experiences in our personal lives that made high school that much more difficult. However, we overcame all of that to get to where we are today. We were able to push through to receive our diplomas. This milestone is not the end, but the beginning to the rest of our lives. Many of us are venturing off to college several miles from home, some to community college, others to the military, and some have decided that college is not for them. Whatever path we take, we have a solid foundation to set us up for future success, thanks to the wonderful and supportive staff at Stephenson High School. We have all grown up so much since we started going to school as early as pre-K. We used to wear silly bands, make lanyards and duct tape wallets, wear tacky clothes that we thought were fashionably acceptable, watch TV shows like SpongeBob or Ant Farm, and learn how to write in cursive. Now we're TikTokers, YouTubers, and wannabe Instagram baddies, heavy on the wannabe. We are also learning skills that will help us in adulthood, like receiving our first credit cards, paying some of our own bills, buying necessities for ourselves, and registering to vote. By the way, please, please, please go vote. Although almost all of us want a reset on 2020, we must not forget our accomplishments and how far we have gotten. Hey, at least we'll be able to tell our kids that we lived through a global pandemic. We can even exaggerate it like our parents did back in the day, like when they said they had to walk 10 miles to and from school every day. With that being said, I would like to thank everyone who helped me to get to where I am today. I would first like to thank my parents who set me up to succeed from an early age. Although they had me when they were young and needed to put me in daycare at 6 weeks, they still managed to make sure I was in the best hands possible. This led to me being able to learn Spanish as my first fluent language. Now, all I can say is hola. I also remember my parents having me read books at the dinner table, and while I hated it at the time, I know that it has helped me to speak proper English, as most of y'all already know. I also remember my mom saying several times that I need to do well in school in order to live the best life possible. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for always helping me and guiding me in the right direction. With your help, I am proud to say that while I'm the salutatorian for Stephenson High School, I have also received my associate degree from Georgia State University. I could not have done it if you guys didn't encourage me to purposefully do dual enrollment. I also want to thank my teachers for assigning long, boring, unnecessary assignments that took entirely too much time and effort, or at least that's what I thought at the time. In the end, those assignments help develop skills that will get me one step further to reach my goals and aspirations. And for that, again, I say thank you. To all of my peers, friends, and the entire class of 2020, I say thank you. Most of us have known each other since elementary and middle school. We grew up together. We all went through this journey together. Some of us may have had falling outs, but we grew as the great people that we are today. I know everyone will be successful in their lives, and everyone will reach their dreams and aspirations. It's been real, y'all. Jaguars all in, G2G, geared to greatness.
Good morning to my parents, family members, to my faculty, and to our esteemed alumni. It is a great honor and with extreme prejudice that I give you the profile of the phenomenal Stephenson High School graduating class of 2020. Our school's theme is Jaguars, all in, G2G, geared to greatness. This school year really put that theme to test, as indeed it has taken all of us, whether it be our staff, our teachers, our scholars, or even outstanding parent leaders like Ms. Arnice Terry, Secretary of PTSA, Mr. Kanata Nicholson, member of the Principal Advisory Council. Whether it be Mr. Chris Oliver, Vice President of Operations, or Ms. Faith Oliver, Treasurer, and Ms. Cheryl Talbert, Financial Secretary of the Sonic Sound Marching Band Executive Committee. Whether it be Mr. Mario Jordan, First Vice President, Ms. Suzette Ingram, Treasurer, and Quinita Jones, Recording Secretary of the Football Booster Club. Whether it be Ms. Kelly Prasad, President, and Ms. Laquita Harris, Co-Treasurer of the Stephenson High School Tip-Off Club, or whether it be parents like you that made sure that your scholar got on verge to complete their assignments and sacrificed financially for them to be here today. It took all of us to position these scholars to be in a place to attain true greatness after graduation. And for this, I am truly grateful. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge three faculty members that are not here with us today. These faculty members touched the lives of these scholars and families in Jaguar Nation. They're not with us today, but they're with us in spirit. These beloved faculty members are Mr. Miguel Colon, Spanish teacher, Mr. Washington Oyema, mathematics teacher, and Ms. Rosalind Wallace, physical education teacher. Please join me in a moment of silence to recognize these faculty members. Thank you. This morning, it's my task to give you the profile of the Stephenson High School graduating class of 2020. But before I give you a brief summary of the stats of this class, I would like to spend some time talking about one of the characteristics that has impressed me most about this class of scholars, and that is their resiliency. Webster defines resiliency as the ability to jump back, the ability to rebound from. I want you to think about what this group of scholars went through this year. Imagine this. For 3 years, you have seen your peers before you attend activities like senior picnics, senior breakfasts, academic signing days, and prom. For 3 years, you envisioned what you would be wearing to the prom, what you would be driving to the prom, how you were going to announce your choice in your post-secondary career. They also knew in order to prepare or to participate in these activities, and most importantly, to get you parents to pay for them, is they needed to make sure they did all of their schoolwork, that they did all of their chores around the house. In other words, for 3 years, these scholars did everything that they were asked to do. In a month, away from taking place into those activities, they were snatched away from them. Now, let me tell you, as I reflected on what my scholars were going through, and I thought about how I would have reacted had this happened to me, the word disappointment would have been a euphemism. Now, I do not want you to think that my scholars are shallow, but I also want you to know that my scholars are adolescents. They're children. You see, as adults, we have been through life's ups and downs, and we have developed skills that we can employ to help us to navigate difficult situations like these. I contend to you that if this had happened to you at the age of 16, 17, or 18, disappointment would have been a euphemism you would have used to describe this situation. When these things were snatched, and these activities were snatched away from the class of 2020, and their entire senior year altered, as expected, they went from the I don't care stage to the I just give up stage. They seem to lack the ability, as Webster described, to jump back from or to rebound from. However, through these broken dreams of not having the rites of passage that the class of 2020 has seen the 3 previous school years, this group of phenomenal, spectacular, and dynamic individuals began to rise up, began to bounce back from this temporary obstacle. As the greatest rapper of all time, at least in my opinion, Jay-Z said, they began to brush that dirt off their shoulders. And today, these scholars have achieved a major milestone in their lives. Today, they will become official graduates of DeKalb County School District, and most importantly, alumni of the greatest school in all the land, Stephenson High School. And the scholars call it the 701. I believe now Webster can redefine resiliency as Stephenson High School graduating class of 2020. So on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Stephenson High School, I'm honored to present the academic summary of the Stephenson High School class of 2020. This morning, we will be awarding 300 and 11 diplomas according to the following categories: 298 college preparatory diplomas, 14 college of preparatory with honors and distinction diplomas, and 8 transitional diplomas. This class has 28 superintendent scholars. These are scholars that are recognized by Superintendent Tyson for taking 3 or more advanced placement classes. This class has 166 career, technology, agriculture, and engineer pathway completers. These scholars have completed the required classes for specific careers such as business, marketing, engineering, cosmetology, video broadcasting, construction, and barbering. This class also has 40 dual enrollment scholars. These scholars not only matriculated at Stephenson High School, but concurrently they were enrolled at either Georgia State University, Toccoa Falls College, Georgia Military College, or Piedmont Technical School. 52% of this class will be attending a 2- or 4-year college or university in the fall. 30% of these scholars are eligible for the Hope Scholarship, and we have 10 of these scholars in this class that will be joining our nation's armed forces. At this time, please join me in welcoming our Superintendent of DeKalb County School District, Ms. Ramona Tyson, to certify the academic summary of the class of 2020.
As the Superintendent of DeKalb County Schools, I hereby certify that all members present for the class of 2020 have fulfilled the requirements established by the DeKalb County Board of Education and are therefore eligible to receive their diplomas.
Please welcome from the DeKalb County School District Board of Education, Mr. Dijon DeCosta.
Greetings to all the parents, teachers, mentors, stakeholders, educators, and for all who are watching that played a role in laying a hand and shaping our scholars' educational future. Thank you. Now, greetings to the class of 2020. Without you and your effort, today would not be possible. This moment is sacred and monumental, not only because of your graduation, but because you've been waiting for this moment since you were in pre-K. In elementary school, you were introduced to the fundamental subjects of mathematics, science, social studies, language arts, music, math. But guess what? You conquered that. In middle school, you learned Algebra 1, geometry, or other challenging math courses that expected scholars to master the essentials of these subjects. Class of 2020, you conquered that. Now, let's talk about high school. The most valuable experience of all times and maybe of the rest of your life. It weren't just academics, it were other essentials that help you shape yourself to be who you are today. You gain more experience about understanding how people operate. You learn different social skills, respect, self-worth, empathy, and realizing your full potential. In sports, you learned about winning and losing with pride and great sportsmanship. That's how we do it in DeKalb. In the classroom, you learned that doing your best counted far greater more than any other academic abilities or achievements. You conquered that. Many of you will cherish this moment because it signifies perseverance, adulthood, sacrifice, you being humble, and most importantly, the beginning of your new journey. In the beginning of 2020, we can all look back and remember we made commitments, New Year's resolutions, implemented new goals, changes, and challenges that we hope to conquer. We were ready. We didn't know that the coronavirus was going to hit. But even through this pandemic, you kept your vision alive. You kept your hopes, your dreams, and your great aspirations to make it to this day, scholars, this day of your graduation. But I want you all to understand something. Even though we have this great vision, this 2020 vision, The world did not see virtual learning coming. Social distancing, emergency school closures, the mandated stay-at-home executive orders, and your most prized possession, virtual graduations. We weren't ready for this. So class of 2020, you all take this moment in and cherish and never forget what you went through to get to this moment. Kevin Jerome Gilliard once said, "There's always going to be something that you're scared of, but you can be brave. You have a brave heart." And to my millennials, that's Kevin Gates. Let's honor the fact that you never gave up. We fought to the end, and let's not forget that the battle was not in your mind, but it was in your abilities. Rodarius Marcel Green once said, "Nobody told me that the road will be easy. We can't believe that we made it this far because our whole life we've been working so hard." And once again, to my millennials, it's my boy, Rod Wave. With all that being said, we must not lose sight. We must continue this fight. We must continue to excel in our hopes, our dreams, and high aspirations as we face this new world called life. So now, the class of 2020, it's my job to hand over the passport that is going to get you far in life, the passport that you received a stamp on, certified by the DeKalb County School District, and me as your board member of District 6. On the basis of your certification, the academic achievement of this class meets all the course requirements, as established by Advanced Ed, the Georgia Board of Education, the Georgia Accrediting Commission, and yours truly, the Board of Education of DeKalb County School District. We congratulate you at Stephenson High School. Let's go Jags.
Brianna Shante Ambler. Elijah Keyshawn Bethay. Justice Anaya Golden. Ashari Imani Andrews. Vedashri Malatkar. Danielle Tanatswanash Rukezo. Cedriana Dantasia Larice Hill. Amaja Rebecca Bennett. Toriana Destriel Bradas. Kalani Ashanti Littles. Dijana Alethea Myrie. Justin Alexander Armstrong. Derek Jerome Taylor Jr. Anaya Nicole Brandt. Sequoia Ashanti Flournoy. Nadia Monet Hayes. Sydney Simone Shavers. Jada Brene Edwards. Kalani Chanel Green. Dalia Cheyenne Hobbs. Talia Charnay Johnson. Kevin Lay. Natalia Serena Banks Gonzalez. Troy Amaya Morris. Marissa Monet Mayfield. Keishan Ahisha Morgan. Caden Ahmad Brown. Abigail Kine. Shayla Allen Ferguson. Symphony Monet Wilson. Jordan Ajani Ari Williams. Gregory Richard Theodore. Ashley Yamed Wanji. Malcolm Shamar Webb. Isis Marie Adams. Aliyah Abdishakur Aiden. Amira A. Aiden. Zaria Shade Akinsawan. Rodney Demetrius Alexander Jr. Vixaril Ebonge Alobwede. Amina Opeyemi Anamashaun. Nevea Sky Renee Archer. Conrad Jovan Armstrong Jr. Maya Alyssa Arthur. Phoenix Syrian Artist. Tamaya Kimberly Artist. Kayla Love Avery. Alyssa Renee Babbage. Malachi Khalil Bailey. John Tavius Demetrius Banks. Nikaitria Gwendra Banks. Teresa Barner Aguirre. Alea Kamel Bell. Xavier Allen Berry. Summer Ajane Blige. Jermaine Cartez Bonner. Deshauna Jeremiah Boswell. Jaden Miles Bradley. Jalen Andre Braithwaite. Dontavius Kelvin Anthony Bridges. Joshua William Brooks. Savion Damaris Brooks Aubert. Cassidy Faye Broussard. Natasha Tyona Brown. Tyrone Moses Brown. Jada Simone Bruce. Quintavious Markwell Birch. Jaslyn Joy Burnside. Aaron Mackenzie Butler. Eric Ian Campbell Wright. DeAndre Lindarius Carpenter. Ayana Andea Cardi. Kennedy Christina Chastain. Charles Thomas Tuning. Jordan Tyler Clark. Javari Kentrell Cobb. Jalik Ade Cole Caines. Jonathan Patrick Coleman. Joshua Lewis Coleman. Caitlin Renee Collier, Gabrielle Ann Copeland, Ty Correa Michael Grimley, Sage Savannah Daly, Shane Lauren Daly, Jayla Iona Daniels, Jawan Demetris Davis, Ryan Alexis Davis, William Anthony Davis, Christian Alexander Delgado, Winter Autumn Judith Luz de Juste, Sakalia Charlisa Douglas, Josiah Ahmad Douse, Angelica Mary Drinks, Ayana Mary Elder, Amani Kamoz Ellis, India Nicole Ellis, Autumn Gale Emmett, Brianna Ashley Nicole Encarnacion, Elijah Micah Epps, Jaquan Shamar Evans, Jordan Cameron Evans, Elena Ashanti Evagan, Emanuela Ehi Eweka, Zachary Solomon Earl Expose, Maharon Brianna Ezenia, Daryl Yamaya Faizan, Jaden Anthony French, Lorenzo Bernard Floyd, Brianna Antoinette Fong Choi, Jamarni Ricardo Francis, Nubia Aniket Gamble, Taylor Brianna Gant, Janaya Bernay Tier Galden, Ramon Shanta Givens, Micah Devere Godwin, Takira Brianna Goff, Ashanti Anaya Aset Good, Amari Chanel Goods, Elijah Isaiah Gordon, Denari Shante Jamila Gordon, Julian Nicholas Gordon, Genesis Nevaeh Graham, Kayla Andrene Grant, Kendall Jefferson Green, Madison Monique Green, Marcus Maurice Green Jr., Nia Amani Green, Charisse Danielle Green, Kanya Monet Guffey, Anaya Lizette Hall. Nakai Anthony Danilo Hamlin. Makai Brandon Xavier Hankins. Jayla Imani Han. Zykia Chide Hanna. Cameron Albert Harper. Brian Scott Harris. Justin Keyshawn Harris. Berhani Mengesha Henry. Monique Chelsea Henry. Jayla Corian Herndon. Sharmira Antoinette Hill. Sharif Amir Hill. Bradley Deshaun Hines Jr. Janea Imani Howes. Janaya Imani Howes. Issa McKeel Hughes. Brianna Nicole Hall. Ryan Henrik Ingram. Anna Elizabeth Irons. Angelina Claudette Jackson. Brandon Nathaniel Jackson. DeAndre Vashon Jackson. Kayla Simone Jackson. Trayshawn DeVargis Jackson. Elijah Jacob James. Kennedy Simone James. Diamoni Danielle James. Tyler Arion Jefferson. Dreamer Renee Jeffries. Damari Nyasia Jeter. Janelle Jordan John. Dennis Hilliard Johnny. Christian Jabriel Johnson. Janice India Johnson. LaRon Marte Johnson. Alate Aziz Jones Jr. Amara Serenity Jones. Jade Alana Mary Jones. Corey Savan Jones. Kirsten Amari Jones. Samuel Jabari Jones. Abraham Aklilu Kabede. Tyrone Cameron Kelly. Jasha Money Kent. Malia Brianna Michelle Keys. Amanda Jean King. Cameron Tyrone King. Marcus Shayrod King Jr. Haley Jada Kinlock. Mary Michelle Lang. Vincent Maurice Latimer II. Emily Luna Sanchez. Jayla Marshall Lunny. Carly Ann Lynn. Jordan Lorna Mackenzie Mack. Jamari Cornell McTurch Neal. Alejandra Martinez. Shania Lene Nicole Matthews. Rose Seguin Maurice. Francis Maliam Boob. Lakyla Deshanta McRae. Brian Anthony Mark McDonald. Jaleesa Rochelle McGalliard. Rochelle Aaliyah McGowan. Shane Andrew McKenzie. Deja Brianna Melchor. Samantha Mendoza. Micaiah Sierra Meredith. Kateria Chandrell Milner Schurer. Dante Jamar Minter. Nasir Hassan Mohammed. Soraya Jamel Mohammed. Jamari Kashif Monroe. Daniel Jason Moore. Jonathan William David Morgan. Miracle Yasmin Morris. Kanaya Nicole Nicholson. Esther Nzidi. Yoma Alexius Honoriode. Katie Marisol Ordonez O'Hara. Ismael Jean-Pierre Wessignon. Jonathan Elijah Parra. Jaija Monyai Parker. Bernicia Kim Patrick. India Ari Patterson. Ephraim Shamrock Paul. Lyndon Perry. Sanisi Sean Wea Perry. Tashiana Shantae Perry. Angel Carlea Pitney. Jaquan Timmel Poole. Dominique Lene Porter. Andre Rashawn Efer Pounds II. Stacy Joseph Powell Jr. Cornelius Emery Price. Myasia Deshelle Reeves. Vicky Kimberly Renteria. Deja Marie Robinson. Amber Melanie Rosales. Naya Allison Rowe. Kelvin Allen Russell II. Amaya Janae Samples. Andre Carmelo Lamar Sanchez. Karen Marie Breeze Sanderland. Alec Javier Sanders. Miguel Angel Saucedo. Ashley Nicole Scott. Joshua Dante Scott. Quantavius Deshaun Meck Scott. Cara Janae Selden. Alyssa Nicole Sellers. Blay Matthew Curtis Sari. Muhammad Amin Sharif. Brianna Makia Short. Daniela Angelina Schuston. Jabri Deshaun Simmons. Fatima Mohammed Sirajo. DeAndre Ishimar O'Brien Smith. Lathan Ellis Mackay Smith. Shakira Hope Smith. Shakia Faith Smith. Shania Lazea Smith. Brianna Nicole Smoot. Zanaya Akila Spencer Prentice. Silas Presley Stanberry. Zaire Nazela Strickland. Deshaun McGarrick Sidney. Brian Elijah Sykes. Ashley Brianna Tassie. Anthony Mackay Taylor. Isaiah Mitchell Taylor. Kennedy Madison Taylor. Ben-Hur Underberhan Peklahimanat. Kendaria Monet Temple. Kamaria Elaine Terry. Oliver Terry. Randy Bernard Terry. Jaheim Michael Thomas. Khalil Antoine Thomas. Raven Lachey Thornton. Miracle Atia Thrash. Kaylin Arnay Tillman. Shakira Nikea Tillman. Ryan Annika Tinch. Shaquez Ramonte Tisdale. Samuel Washington Tolbert. Masha Shanika Trammell. Trinity Divine Triplet. Blake Devon Tyler. Jean Patrice Umbra, Zachary Stewart Usher, Janesia Patrice Walker, Zakia Dayana Walker, Akira Dale Waller, Aaliyah Krishan Walton, Vernon Earl Ward Jr., Briera Fari Warren, Rashad Ali Washington, Faith Denise Watkins, Pierre Kendrick Weaver, Anaya Nuckwell Wesley, Christopher Desmond White, Claire Janice White, Jontez Dion White, Darius Alexander Williams, Deja Diana Williams, Ja'Cory Thomas Williams, Damaya Marianne Lachey Williams, Myleon Alexis Williamson, Michaela Sierra Aliyah Wilson, Euless Saeed Winston IV, Deshaun Xavier Wise, Reginald Joseph Witherspoon, Genesis Kashuna Wright, Zakia Najee Wright, Leontice Rashad Wynn, Sierra Michael Wynn, Anthony Dorian Young II, Ashlyn Janae Young, Damani Thomas Young, Kiri Malik Young, Zionia Samai Sanders,
Traditionally, the turning of one's tassel represents the transition from candidate to graduate. But the symbolism of this act is much more profound. It represents the culmination of a myriad of events and decisions bringing you to this juncture of your lives. It also represents the beginning of a new chapter in your life where you will embark upon a journey where you will have new memories. Class of 2020, please stand. Raise your hand to your tassel and join me in turning your tassel from right to left. Congratulations.